Monday. And you know what time it is. It is Conversations with Comedians on Beltway Radio and beyond. I am your host, Mr. Perspective, Doug Bennett. I got to do your own little damn sounds because thank you. Let's try that again. I am your host, Mr. Perspective, Doug Bennett. Yeah. Don Juan, Mark. And as always, I'm joined in the lab on the ones and twos by my engineer extraordinaire, the man that makes things happen, Mr. B Easy. What up, B?
Hello.
This nigga cannot. It's amazing, bro. It is amazing. Like you do it on purpose.
I don't do it on purpose.
Yes, you do. You do it on purpose. You do it on purpose.
How I do it on purpose?
Okay,
you,
listen
you
at
got
the
more energy for three people, and especially the conversation you just had for your pregame. I mean, it seems like you were having a foursome because you included.
Whoa! Wait a minute! What we're not gonna do is intertwine salacious terms in with a basic conversation with me and my boys. Okay? Don't never
well,
put.
You did throw in Janet.
I wish I could throw in Janet, bro. I'm serious, man. I love me some Janet. I think what was my first introduction to Janet Jackson? It was Control when she did that fake ass backflip off that chair when she was dancing. Yeah, that was a fake. She couldn't backflip. Like Janet couldn't backflip, y'all. But I was so in love, I believed her.
Videos?
Huh?
Didn't you see the behind the scene videos?
What? No, not to that.
Yeah. Well, she didn't do it.
You're damn right, Jan. But I love her enough to believe it for the past 30 years. I love her enough to believe it, but I was like, Janet can't backflip. She never backflip. She never did no cartwheel on Good Times when she was playing Penny. You got to start somewhere. You just don't automatically go to a backflip.
Because the iron took her out. So.
See. I hurt for Janet in that. Like, you know what, man?
No, Mama, no.
Yo, man, do you understand how fucked up as a parent you got to be to literally, and the funny thing about it was, she wasn't even ironing nothing on the board. She literally waited for the iron to heat up for Penny's little ass to come home just to burn the piss out that little girl. Yeah. Like, how do you even do that? How do you whoop somebody with an iron? Shot. And what made it so bad is I would have felt better about her burning Penny with the iron if she had at least let Penny find a little bit of refuge in a room and then she kicked the door in. She purposely locked the door. She got up that morning in her mind and said, you know what? I'm going to iron them wrinkles out of Penny's elbows. That's exactly what she thought. That was such a sad, sad episode. I think the only episode sadder than that was when James died. Yeah. You don't remember the damn?
Oh, that's classic.
That's classic. I still to this day don't know why we love that shit so much. Florida was in.
But actually, there's behind the scenes reasons why John Amos is.
Oh yeah, didn't they say he said they wanted to focus more on JJ, right? Yeah. And he thought that was messed up because you got a strong father in the household, but you want to focus on the goofy son. Yeah. So I agree with that.
It's pretty much kind of like how the Fresh Prince was. So
yeah.
You go years later. So.
But they got rid of what? The mom, Aunt Viv, right?
Oh
yeah. They got rid of Aunt Viv. Oh yeah. You know what irks me about black TV shows, and I'm gonna be real with you, because they've done it multiple times. They did that shit with the Jeffersons with Lionel. Remember?
Yeah, they switched Lionel.
They did it with goddamn Aunt Viv, and then they did it with Claire on My Wife and Kids.
Yes.
Remember?
The second daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Explain to me, TV producers, how stupid you think niggas are. Where you start off with a dark-skinned character and then slide a light-skinned character in there with no introduction, no music, no nothing. Y'all just slide her in there like we're not going to notice that Aunt Viv is a couple shades lighter than she was the first 3 seasons.
Well, you did see Will look at the audience.
Yes.
Not the camp, just not
the audience.
The entire audience. Everyone's like, hey.
They did the same thing with Lionel. Pull up. Can you pull up the 2 Lionels? See if you, because I'm just trying to figure out why do they do this to us, man? You're telling me you couldn't find another dark-skinned Lionel. You couldn't have found, America, I want y'all to take a look at how they've been disrespecting black audiences for a while. Long before they ever came up and they started removing fathers out the household. They wanted to see if you noticed that we took sons away first. And then it's like, if you don't recognize the son, then you damn sure ain't gonna recognize when the dad gone. Let me see. I want to see if you can put them lying side by side. Here we go. All right, hold on. Because I've always wondered that. I've always wondered why they go from a dark-skinned character to a light-skinned character. Because like I said, I just brought up 3 separate instances on major shows. I don't understand why they do that. Nigga, are you on America Online?
Yeah. Again, I'm trying. It's how they say these things. So, and I'm trying to find the best pictures.
This is my engineer, y'all.
Yes. Hey, I do a lot, people.
This is my engineer, y'all.
If only they knew.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so let's see if this works.
I'm gonna put this up because I've never understood why they play us like that. They really and truly think we can't tell the difference between them. All right, forget it. But
save
like
for next time.
Yeah, that's something I want because I don't know why they do it. Like I want to be on a television show, but I think if I'm not the main character, I'm in danger. I'm serious. I always wanted to be on a sitcom, but if I'm not the main character, I think I'm in danger because they gonna replace me with a light skinned dude. What light skinned dude could they bring on there to replace me? If I was on the show, they probably
Peter Davidson.
Oh, Pete Davidson. That'd be fucked up if people didn't know the difference. Oh, well, the show must go on with Pete Davidson. Oh, man, we got ourselves a good show today, man. Let's go ahead and start celebrating. Hail to the Commanders. As y'all know, this past weekend, the
Thank you, Chuck! Thank you, Chuck! Thank you, Chuck! Thank you, Chuck! Thank you, Chuck!
Josh Harris right there. It was sold for a record $6.5 billion. All right. And I don't know, how do you feel about that, B? Because I'm going to be real with you. As a lifelong Redskin fan, because I know you're a Ravens fan. As a lifelong Redskin fan, it honestly feels like just a new dawning. It really, I'm serious, bro. It feels like a new dawning. Like finally that woman that you want to get rid of has caught pneumonia and died. And and now you can celebrate. Like for real. Remember, who was it? Remember the original Beauty and the Beast? The cartoon? Yeah. When she finally told that dude she loved him, and then all of a sudden the castle changed and people stopped turned from teapots back into people and shit like that. Like that's what I feel like, man. I feel like the cloud has been lifted. Like, what do you think, man? Because 30 years, we haven't been relevant since the 91 Super Bowl. That's 31 years ago, bruh.
Okay.
Watch this cynical son of watch. Fucking traitor. He went to the Ravens.
Because of Snyder. I mean, I've said it on many times on different platforms because of Daniel Snyder. After the 2001 season when he fired the legendary Marty Schottenheimer.
How dare you have morals?
It's not morals. It's understanding. It's like I said, fuck this team. Fuck this whole situation. I don't care. From this point on, I'm done. I can't support 2 teams, and especially when you got dumb ownership.
You can't support 2 teams?
No, I can't. It's no.
But isn't your fantasy a threesome? But you can't support 2.
No,
But you can't support 2 teams.
Hear me out. I've had threesomes, so that's a reality. But anyway.
Yo, who is my engineer, bro? Who is my engineer, bro? No wonder this nigga don't put the camera on himself. Because I swear, one day we going to put a camera on you, dog, because you hiding some shit, like straight up.
Okay, but anywho.
My ass. Yeah, who are the other two? Yeah, anywho.
This situation, mind you, for all the Washington football team fans, it's great, but let's keep it real. It's still the same shitty team. You can have ownership, but here's what they're going to do. Their first 2 to 3 years, and they said it clearly, their main focus is bringing in the fan base. That is it. Just bring back the fan base.
You do realize what brings fans in?
No.
Winning.
And do you think the team that you got right now is going to win anything?
That's beside the point. Okay? Oh shit, you make sense. Listen, don't quench my joy. Listen, I am happy.
No, here's what I've heard for the last 2 days. This is all I've heard about the last 2 days. What about the name change? Are we going to change the name? I'm like, dude, you got a season coming up, and all your focus is all about is a damn name change.
Yes,
that they're not going to be working.
The name
on
sucks,
for the next 2
bro.
years.
The name sucks.
I understand it sucks. I understand the fact that it is the last remnant essence besides Ron Rivera because he's the last hire that Daniel Snyder put on that team. That's the last essence of Daniel Snyder right now.
No. Fuck all that. What did you say? The last what essence?
The last thing.
No.
Essence, hear me out. There are 2 essences that has the stink of Daniel Snyder. That nickname and Ron Rivera's hiring.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. You made a word up in front of essence. You put an adjective in front of that. Did you say the last remnant essence?
Yeah, remnant essence.
That's not a word.
Google it.
Watch this. Google break. This nigga making shit up.
Remnant.
What does remnant mean?
Here's the definition of revenant. A person who has returned, especially supposedly from the dead.
Oh, that's the Commanders. Listen, all right, so that's the Commanders. So I guess this nigga's right. I guess he's right. We are a remnant or revenant or whatever, something. So you know the funniest part about that though is Magic. Magic was like, yeah, man. It was like, Magic, why do you want to buy the Washington football team, the Commanders? And Magic said, because I just want to win. Now, you can take this 2 ways, all right? One, people say we haven't won in 30 years. That's the low-hanging fruit. I like to dig deeper into what Magic said. He said, because I just want to win. Nigga, you've lived with AIDS for 30 years. Nigga, you have won. You've won. You've won. Like, there are people who literally lasted 2 weeks with that disease. Magic has lasted 3 decades, had kids, and more money now than he did before. Magic, you won. Now, if you sprinkle some of that magic on us, then hopefully we can rise from the dead too and be a remnant of what we used to be. Because me personally, man, shit, I just don't know how Magic gets in everything.
Let's speak about Magic.
Yeah. Magic has been.
Magic as an executive doesn't really run very well.
That's not true.
Dude, he left a nice corporate executive job with the Lakers after less than 6 months because he couldn't handle it.
Have you been to his theaters?
Those things have fell apart.
Okay, what about the Starbucks? Is.
Hey, it's just a Starbucks. Starbucks gets the money anyway.
What about Magic Johnson hamburgers?
Have you seen him lately?
Damn, Magic. You winning at life, but you ain't winning at shit else.
Yes. So that's all it is. So my thing is
maybe Magic being a part of us will bring back a remnant of what he was.
What?
I don't know, nigga. Stop trying to take my
He's
joy.
A basketball player too. I just keep it at 100.
No, he's a hater. He's a hater, y'all.
I'm not a hater.
He's a hater.
The thing is like, one, you're in a division that is well above you, and a lot of the other teams, mainly the Eagles, are well above you right now. And on top of that, you're still in a shitty stadium that
I ain't gonna lie.
complaining.
FedEx Stadium, they need to send that back to FedEx and get us an Amazon Stadium or something. Because that stadium is terrible.
Yes.
It really is. I asked for nachos when I went there. They gave me Doritos with cheese on the side.
That's pretty much that, because that's, again, Daniel Snyder is a cheap ass. That's a cheap.
But I'm telling you, right, you want to know what's so crazy about this whole thing? Only in America can a guy buy a team for $500 million, have more cases on him than a pandemic, and walk away with a $6 billion profit. Only in America, baby. Like, we really and truly need. I think Don King, wherever he is waving some flags talking about this is a clarific situation only in America.
Google search.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, bro, because I'm really thinking about that. I'm like, this dude has had sexual harassment cases, sexual assault cases, still pending. Wasn't it the email situation that either him or Bruce Allen was a part of? Still pending. Tampering charges.
Still pending.
Like, come on, bruh. This dude right here is the John Gotti of the NFL, and he walked away with $6 billion. Yes. Only in America, bro. Only in America. But shout out to Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and the new owners of the Washington Commanders. I really hope we can, because the thing that kills me is they talking about bringing more fans back. But, bro, winning is what brings them back. Isn't it? So, I mean, my thing is this, man. We just need to figure out how to win. We just need to figure out how to win, and I hope we can do that, because this has been a long 30 years. It really and truly has. Like, I'm serious, man. My girl asked me, would I ever cheat on her? Girl, I'm a Redskin fan. I'm used to loyalty in sucky situations. Why would I leave? I'm used to being loyal despite what everything else shows me. Like, come on, man. I had the same football team and the same barber for God knows how long. Think all of a sudden I'm going to change women because you get on me about leaving the toilet seat up? Man, I ain't got time for that shit. Yo, next, what we got on tap next, man?
Let's talk about relationships.
Okay, what about it?
Well, let's start with
What's up?
I don't know why they brought this back. Tiffany Haddish talks about Common. And they broke up 3 years ago or so?
I think it was longer than that.
And this is what I hate about when
because remember, after they broke up, did Tiffany go bald after Common, or did she do it as like a birthday present to him?
I don't know.
Because I think they went bald together. Well, Common's always been bald.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not even trying to be funny. Didn't Tiffany go bald after him? Because for some reason, I don't know what it is about women, but once they get out of a relationship, the first thing they chop off is hair.
Yeah.
But I think that's good as opposed to the alternative, depending on why you broke up. But
right.
I don't. She said it wasn't mutual. She said Common broke up with her. She also said Common broke up with her by text message.
Okay, so move on. You've moved on. Have you moved on? Because these are the type of.
See, you see this, ladies?
Yeah.
I identify with y'all pain.
Oh,
this heartless. I do. I identify with y'all pain. This heartless mofo
this
right
is coming
here.
from the person who said he's loyal?
Yes!
Okay.
I am. This ain't about me. Let's get back to Tiffany. This ain't about me. Tiffany. I mean, I don't get. This is the thing that's getting. This is the thing that gets me. Because it wasn't long ago, Sherry Shepherd had Vivica on her show, and she asked her about 50. I don't understand why you would even dignify. Because the one thing we don't do, guys don't do, I don't know why, we don't ask about exes. Like, we don't ask about exes. Like we,
especially something that was like
3 years ago, bruh.
Yeah, 3 to 4
like,
years
like
ago. Yeah.
I got a child with an ex, and people still don't ask how she doing. They just assume that she all right because my son's still alive. Like, that's exactly what they do. I'm not gonna ask you how she doing. Is your son still alive? Well, I assume the whole doing all right. But other than that, man, I mean, I don't understand the desire to breathe life into a situation that is been gone. Like, I don't understand it.
That's
like
think about this. The list of Common's exes
Oh.
Is like,
it's very uncommon.
Yeah.
Like, god damn.
So,
what kind of game they got in the shot? What kind of game they got in the Windy City? Because Common, bro, me personally, I think Common is like when it comes to acting, he's like the hip hop Steven Seagal. That nigga has one facial expression for every movie he's in. I'm happy. I'm upset. Your baby just got born? That's his, but I don't know.
That's why we didn't see him in John Wick.
Oh my God. I saw him in John Wick.
Well, after the second one, so.
Oh my God, man. That shit was terrible, man. I was like, I'm serious. He's like a bald, brown skinned Steven Seagal. Like literally. But what kind of game is he kicking? Like, what's a number? Let's see. He was with Serena.
Yep.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yep.
What other exes?
Angela Rye.
Angela Rye, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Didn't he date like a neo soul singer? Was it Indy Ari?
Yep.
Indy Ari?
Yeah.
God, Common. Like water for chocolate. Like what? Like, boy, you remind me of Seth. Yeah. I mean, what's up with Common, bro? That boy Common for the people.
But the thing is like, if you had some, celebrity news gossiper who wanted to know, go back to ask any of those ladies, and it's like, oh, what do you think of Common? And they have moved on.
Yes.
Especially like Serena. She's married, has a kid, has about to have a second one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it kind of moved on.
Well, I think Indy Ari would like to reminisce about Common without all the shit she's in right about now. I think she'd like to reminisce about his brown skin instead of the shit that she's in right now. But you're right about that, man. But the funny thing is, haven't you ever noticed it always seems like the media asks the person who they know is hurting over the relationship? Yeah. Like, perfect example, Devon Franklin and Megan Good. They've been divorced for like maybe a year and a half. I have yet to see anybody ask Megan Good about their relationship. Every platform Devon Franklin on. So, Devon, we know you got a lot of shit going on. But nigga, do you miss Megan? Yes or no? You're like, what? That nigga, and he get the same answer. After prayer and fasting, I've learned to cope. Nigga, you look like you ain't fasting. You look like you just giving up food altogether. Like, but nobody ever asked Megan that. Like, have they asked her that? No. Why? Because she's moved on. She's moved on to damn, what's his name? Creed 3 dude. Jonathan Majors. Like, for real, same thing with 50. Don't nobody ask 50 about Vivica. I'll be afraid to ask. Asking 50 about Vivica is like asking 50 about Ja Rule. Do you really want to hear what this nigga got to say? Like, nah, 50 in a good place. He getting ready to start his final tour. Leave 50 the hell alone. I don't ask 50 shit. I wouldn't even ask 50 how he doing today. That nigga turn that into a beef. Look, this punk ass nigga asking me if the sun coming out. Like, nah, I'm good. But I don't know, man. Do you ever think, because this is the one thing that's funny to me. Do you ever think a breakup could ever be mutual?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So you really believe that a man and a woman who couldn't see eye to eye through the relationship can see eye to eye on the breakup?
Yeah.
Nigga.
I mean, you have...
A mutual breakup.
A mutual breakup is... It would have felt like, hey, the two parties realize the fact that, yeah, this isn't working. So they just say, hey, why don't we just part ways now and move on? And it's like, you got it. So without the crazy ugliness and all that stuff. Now, mind you, yeah, someone will be crying. They'll be hurting afterwards because they felt like it's like they were trying to build something, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, it's like, hey, the understanding of how this relationship was going, knowing full well it wasn't going to where they both mutually understood that it wasn't going anywhere. Yeah.
What was the worst breakup you ever had?
My first one.
What happened?
I found
it brings
out,
a smile to your face, nigga? It couldn't have been that bad.
No, it was a long time. Mind you, you could say it was teenage love shit. But yeah.
This slick Rick wannabe nigga, teenage love.
So I was trying to do the long distance relationship thing.
Wait, long distance as in she lived in Charles County, you lived in PG or what?
She lived in South Africa. I was in Zimbabwe at the time, and then I had to.
Nigga, who are you? Like, no, stop that, bro. Stop the shit. Stop the bullshit. What teenage love took you to the motherland? What the fuck? Whoa.
We don't have that much time. If you want to.
No, nigga, no, we got time. Who are you, Simba and Nala, nigga? Like, what? I'm thinking, he said long distance relationship, America. I'm thinking, because the Brian I know is born and raised in Maryland. So I'm thinking long distance is, he's in PG, this chick is in Prince William, and unfortunately, he couldn't get across 495 time enough to get back and do his homework. That's what I'm thinking. This nigga says, well, I was in Zimbabwe, and she was leading a revolt down in South Africa, and this was around the time of apartheid, and she was trying to break out Nelson Mandela while I was over here heading up a coup d'etat. Like, nigga, stop. Are you serious? So you had an African love.
That's true.
How the fuck? There are so many questions here, bro. Because I had a simple story. My worst breakup, she just told me she was gay. And then once she broke up with me, she was delivered and with another nigga. So that was the worst breakup I had. This dude right here is on some, nigga, we don't talk about that joint. Like, for real, bro. Like, seriously, man. Africa.
Yep.
How did you even get there?
My parents, they work for the government. I told you this.
Your dad was a Marine, right?
It was after his Marine.
That's when I thought you meant work for the government.
Yeah.
I didn't know your dad was part of the CIA.
State Department stuff, yeah.
No wonder he had a threesome. No wonder this nigga had a threesome. This nigga was sleeping with African women who wanted to come back to the mainland. That's what he was doing. Shit, bro. This nigga right here, I feel like I'm just losing at life when I sit up here. I really and truly do. I have found out that Brian is a superhero. He's had a threesome several times. And his first love was an African queen, a part of, what was she, a direct descendant of the Zulus? Who is this nigga, man? Who is this nigga? Brian is bald-headed, y'all, but I think Brian got hair under that shit. I think Brian peels his scalp off when he leaves this motherfucker and got a full civil rights fro like your boy right here.
I'm a clone.
Like they say Jamie Foxx is. Hey, we glad to see Jamie back up and going too. Man, there's been a lot of controversy going around, man. This trans issue with Jess Hilarious. You got that video? Plug that up, because I definitely, people have been asking me what my thoughts on this is, and I told them they got to tune in for the show. But just in case you haven't heard, here is the Jess Hilarious thing. It's about, what, a minute and a half?
Yeah, so it starts with the person who made the comment,
okay,
and then Jess comes in and claps back.
All right, let's do it.
The audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello?
Hello. Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference?
I love, you know what? Hey, shout out to Jess Hilarious. Shout out to Baltimore's own Jess Hilarious, because she has grown. And the reason why I say she has grown is because Jess normally would have inserted an inappropriate term right there. Did you see the way Jess paused and say, so what's the difference between biological women and you? So you know what? The Lord answers prayer. Jess has really grown, because the Jess Hilarious I saw a couple years ago, she'd have hit that person back with something below the belt. Well, they wouldn't have felt it because they ain't nothing. But she'd have hit that person back with something, man. She really would have. But what's the rest of it?
You don't have a straight jacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Like, how?
Man, I there are so many layers to this. And I'm gonna be real with you. The trans community is starting to become like new age Jewish people. Because if you say anything about Jewish people, anything, it don't even have to be derogatory. You just be like, you know what? Achoo. What did he say about the Jews? You be like, nah, I was sneezing, bro. I was sneezing. But I guess I don't know, man. It just I can see where the gripe is coming in. But like I told you before, B, what this is a very, very tricky subject because we live in a world nowadays where you can't be honest about the way you feel. Because something tells me Jess was holding back. What do you think?
I've seen when she's been guest hosting on
Breakfast Club. Yeah. She's doing a good job on that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jess Hilarious too.
I felt like there, when it's topics like this do come up on whenever she, she does her Jess with the mess stuff. So initially when I saw the headline, I figured it's like, oh God, what did she say?
Yeah, I did. I thought Jess may have reverted back.
Yeah, because knowing her and knowing her personality, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, she probably said something ratchet.
Because remember, they canceled Jess. Wasn't it during the pandemic or right after first saying something ill? Yeah, they canceled her.
So now seeing the video with Jess Hilarious's comment, I'm like, Jess is right. There's nothing. I mean, to me, it's like I understand where Jess Hilarious is coming from. I understand the fact that the trans person that was there in the early part of the video. I've always said this. I respect you. I respect what you're trying to do for yourself. I'll support you, what you're doing. But get to the point where it's like you're going way beyond of all this. The whole point of trying to be a woman, claiming this, claiming that, I'm claiming womanhood as well. And it's like, no, you're still a man. That's it. And Jess Hilarious coming in and telling you, it's like, stay in your lane. Mind you, a lot of women, will say, hey, we respect you too. We'll support you and all this. But remember, stay in your lane.
But see, isn't that the problem though? Because I'm going to take it from a different angle. I'm going to bring a situation up that everybody is familiar with. Remember when Jada talked about her entanglement? Who are the people supporting her? It was women, mainly black women. Yeah. Because everybody wanted to bring up the fact that they're in an open relationship and Will is probably cheated, but nobody had any proof of Will's infidelities.
That's true.
Nobody, remember, everybody was talking about they was in an open relationship now. Will take a picture with a female co-star. Forget the fact that he got to promote the damn movie. He takes a picture with a female co-star. Will's got to be hitting it. They said that about Eva Mendes when he was playing with her in Hitch. Right. Well, playing the role with her in Hitch. I don't want to say playing with her. But they said the same thing with Margot Robbie in Focus.
Actually, that one was more.
Yes, they had more wheels with that one. They did, right? Every time Will did that, they were like, Will is sleeping with somebody, so Jada was justified in it.
Right.
Then, when they started ridiculing Will, because remember, Will was a meme, Will was being clowned, all of this stuff, while Jada sat back. She put this man on blast on the Red Table Talk. Put him on blast. He was under scrutiny after a while. And this is the thing that people need to understand. Celebrities are still people. They feel too. You know what I'm saying? So they put Will on blast. Then guess what? Will flips out at the Oscars last year and slaps Chris Rock. What does Jada do again? She saves herself and puts herself out there. Who are the people that now want to ridicule Jada? You have Vivica Fox talking about, oh, we want Vivica, the lunch ladies. They sat there. Vivica, we need some accountability from you. We need some, and I'm like, nah, don't sit up here and now all of a sudden talk about Jada needs to be accountable. This is the monster you created.
Right.
I'm going to say the same thing when it comes to this. I'm not under any circumstance. You can live your life however you want to, but you need to understand what you feed grows. Yeah. What you feed grows. And the one thing that I'm starting to realize is a lot of stuff is starting to come home to roost with a lot of things. Feminism and being equal and all of this other stuff. And now guess what? It's starting to reflect in the way men treat women. Because you got women out here talking about, why don't men approach us anymore? Why? Because we don't want to be #MeToo'd. Because we don't want to sit up here and have you look at us talking about, oh, what, you don't make enough for me, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then you wonder why men only DM you and be like, hey, what's up? Instead of coming up to you, because we come from an era where people walked up to you and had a conversation. You got to know this person. And sometimes as a guy, if you talk to him long enough, you realize I don't even want your number no more. But what happens is whatever it is you feed grows and it turns into an uncontrollable monster. The funny thing about it is it reminds me of what my old pastor used to say. What started off as a serpent in Genesis turned into a dragon in Revelations. We dealing with some dragons in society right now. Let's just keep it a stack.
Okay. Continue.
We dealing with some dragons right now in society because we have become so tolerant, so to speak. Not saying there shouldn't be an intolerance. I don't want people to miss it. Y'all are those out there who are ignorant or mistake what I'm saying. Those who are
just Google it.
Yeah. But there comes a point in time where there has to be a line drawn in the sand. And I think that's what Jess did. Jess is like, wait a minute, y'all. We done supported y'all. We done said you can live your life. Hell, you even got some heterosexual women out there standing up marching for y'all. But now you're starting to get dangerously close to infringing on something that you have no idea what you're talking about. And now what it's causing is starting to cause a divide. Because what it reminds me of is when you too cool with it, like this is the reason why people had such a problem with Vanilla Ice, Post Malone, Macklemore, and Lewis, but people ain't got a problem with Eminem and hip hop. Because those aforementioned acts, they forgot that they're guests in this shit. You're a guest in hip hop. Hip hop was founded by black and brown people. You're a guest in this shit. Don't for once ever think that you are a pillar or a foundation in this. The reason why Eminem gets people's respect is because for every award that Eminem gets, he gives props to the founding fathers. Eminem even had a song where he started reeling off MCs that he took from. And here's how my listing it goes. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and then me. That's the reason why. And what's happening now is people out there in certain disenfranchised groups are starting to bite the hand that feed them now. And that hand is starting to slap back. And I don't think people like it. So I applaud Jess for standing on her square. I applaud Jess for standing on the square, but what it now needs to be is a line has to be drawn in the sand. A line has to be drawn in the sand. Because what's happening is people are truly overstepping their boundaries in a lot of areas. And it's... Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here's how I say it. Mind you, this is one person saying something and the other person responding. That's just one-on-one. And we assume the fact that we assume there are groups of people who think like that, on both sides. So, but I feel like you said, I do commend Jess for stating that.
Yeah.
Being put it out because, mind you, I do see a lot of women hiding behind this. You figure it's like, yeah, because they don't want to step on any toes. They want to respect the fact that, the trans community and all that stuff, especially trans women.
That's another thing. I don't hear too much about trans men.
That's where I wanted to go to.
Go ahead.
When it comes to trans men, and for those who don't understand, it's women who wants to become men.
But give me real talk. I think the only one I know is Chaz Bono, right?
Yeah. So the most notable one. But
are there any more? Are there any notable celebrities?
Reason-wise, no, because they are many. It's just they're not publicly out there like that. Because
and why do you think that?
The big fact is like they act like a dude. They stay hidden. They pretty. No, think about it. Most guys,
dudes stay hidden, boy. Hey, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. That's right.
Yeah.
If you don't scream, I sure enough won't holler.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen no dude sit up there like I tell my girl this all the time. I said a woman will burn the house down while she's sitting in the living room. Mm-hmm. Men don't do shit like that. Yeah. There are women out there right now cheating on their significant other with a guy, and he don't give a damn. She'll call him right now. Okay, that's it. All right, fine. I was still banging somebody else. Men don't say nothing. Yeah. We don't. So if there are trans men out there, you have passed 101, man 101, because we don't say shit. If you don't scream, we won't holler. Yeah. Go ahead.
But the thing is, it's like if they put themselves fully out in the public eye doing what they're doing, mind you, we'll again support them and all that stuff. But the thing is the fact is like they're not forcing themselves into things that pretty much was dominated from the male species. They knew full well that they still are women.
But let me ask you this question, because there's this word you keep using, support. What does that mean? Not the dictionary. What does support mean? Does support mean that I acknowledge you and I want you to live your life as happy as you can? Or does support mean that I turned a blind eye while you live in a level of delusion?
It depends on the individual. Let's perfect example, let's say this, is Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, and their child. Okay. So that is the prior definition of support. They know full well it's like, look, we're supporting her, and I'm saying it's the proper pronoun, to be her living her full life. This is what she wants to be. This is what she wants to transpire to be. We're supporting that. There are people who will just say, hey, you do you, just stay over there and they'll just keep it moving. That is a given too. But I really think it really depends on the individuals. I mean, you can also look at the fact like the Kardashians with Caitlyn Jenner.
Don't bring them up. No, because to me, they also fit into what I was saying earlier about a group of people who've overstepped their boundaries.
Well, true. But again,
because I'm gonna say this on air. Hold on. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this on air. And I don't know if I've said this before, but if not, I'm saying it now. I don't see how any black woman could befriend the Kardashians. I've said it, and I stand 10 toes down on it, because they have done nothing but misrepresent y'all. That's all they done. They have leached off of black women to make $1 billion empire, and they ain't done nothing for y'all. So that's those type of groups are the ones that I'm talking about when I say, to a certain degree, support of them. What does that mean? Does that mean we support them saying you live your life, or we support them because we turn a blind eye to the foolishness that they about? That's what I'm talking about when I say support.
Okay. So again, this is where
I stand. Go ahead.
But with the Kardashians, because the example is they're kind of like in this weird, blurred tornado.
Weird is the word.
Yes.
Weird.
Because of the fact that how did Bruce Jenner become what he is now?
Like D.L. Hughley said, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah. So it didn't make sense. It felt like you would never see it in for years on end. You're Olympic champion and you end up doing this. And it's like, okay.
But it also reminds me once again of the travesty of it, because I'm going to be real with you. I used to love watching the ESPYs until they gave him that award. I can't watch that because there were so many other people, in my opinion, they could have and should have given that award to. And it reminds me of what Dave Chappelle said in one of his specials. She got an award. Caitlyn Jenner got an award basically saying that she's a better woman than all of y'all. That's literally like what he said, what Dave Chappelle said, and I'm paraphrasing his joke. That's like nigga of the year award goes to Eminem. Like literally. And if Eminem accepted that award, we would look at him and be like, okay, now you have overstepped a boundary that we have let you in.
But again, this is where here's where the problem comes is when you have the media like ESPN or any other form of social media, and especially now that more social media outlets are run by gay people or the community, or as a lot of people would say, and they want to highly feature that. Again, there's nothing wrong with promoting your news, promoting the fact of what's going on within your community. But the thing is like, we know you're here. A lot of people know you're here. The thing is, it's the fact is like, do you need to be everywhere and fully be accepted everywhere and dominate everything,
or make it seem like people who disagree? Because this is the thing, and I remember I think Ricky Gervais said this. Shout out to Ricky Gervais, who is a brilliant stand-up comic. He said, "How dare you think you can? How arrogant of you to live your life and think no one's going to disagree with you."
Right.
And the thing that kills me about today is like when you disagree with somebody, you're either labeled a hater or you're labeled a phobic of some type. Like it reminds me of what Bill Maher said. If you want to go bowling and I don't like bowling, does that make me bowlophobic? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I just don't want to go bowling. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm bowlophobic. Like, really? Like, could you imagine that shit? You want a hot dog? No, I don't like hot dogs. You are hot dog phobic. No, I just like hamburgers. Oh, see, you an elitist. You're like, what the fuck, bruh? So it's to a point now where it's like you can't even think for yourself. And I think the one reason why people do like social media so much is social media is an algorithm that trains it to your brain. So what you look at is a direct correlation of what it is you think. And I think that's the reason why people like social media, but it's also a negative because it takes you away from reality. Because sometimes what you think isn't real. So you know what I'm saying? So it's a delicate balance like anything in life. And I think we are really messing with this balance in life. I really believe that, man. I really believe, because this conversation shouldn't even be happening. Like come on.
Majority of these shade room, whatever type of, ghettofied, what's happening in the quote streets shit, it's ridiculous. None of it is newsworthy. No one really should really care about. But for some odd reason, again, and sadly enough, it's within the black community that they
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that because people, when I say it, people are always like, Doug, you shitting on your people. I'm not shitting on my people.
I'm a white man on another show. So, hey, so I can say this. I feel like, in all honesty.
You say you a white man on another show?
Yeah.
Brian is the first transracial person I've ever met. He really is. He is. That's why his name Brian.
Yes.
The only black part about his name is the fact that it's spelled with a Y, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's the blackish part of it. Because black people will make a letter sound however the fuck we want it to sound. My name is Kiana. How's it spelled? PH. Nigga, no. But go ahead with what you're saying, because I agree with you. It seems like it really seems like it's our community, because I'm going to be real with you. I don't even know where the hell Caitlyn Jenner at no more. Yeah. She took her SB and went home.
Unless the fact that she's at another NRA rally or whatever.
They don't even have her on the show no more.
Yeah.
Like, literally. I remember the episode. I was flipping, y'all. It was late at night. I was flipping, goddammit. But I remember an episode where I think it was one of his daughter's birthdays, and they invited everybody except her daddy. She was like, you ain't gonna invite the reason why I'm here? I mean, because it's like he did, like, I just don't see, like I said, to me, isn't he like the poster child for Caucasian transgenders. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
I haven't
I mean,
seen him
yeah.
or him make any news in at least 2 or 3 years. Yeah. At least. Like the last real time I saw him on a public platform for real, I think he was at a roast on Comedy Central or some shit. Other than that, yeah, he was on a roast on Comedy Central. Other than that, he's
ghost.
He's a ghost.
But mind you, because I believe one of the last times I remember him, whatever news report comment about the fact about him was he thought he made a mistake or she made a mistake of doing this. So again,
I ain't touching that one.
That's just her. But the way I see it now, and especially going back to the initial comment of Jess, bashing or whatever you want to call it.
I think we would bash. She wasn't bashing. She was stating facts. She wasn't bashing.
It is to the fact. It's like she read it. She is like, I'm reading your rights. You are not a woman. You're still a man.
But I'm gonna be.
But she said it nice and politely. If anyone wants to see, she does do it politely. It's like, look, you're still a man. You look like a woman. You can build yourself. Try to be like a woman. Try to be like a Barbie woman. Whatever you want. Shout out to Barbie. But the thing is, you're not a woman. But you don't go through the same shit that I do.
But we got to be real if you want to bring it to our community.
Yeah. Well, with our community,
we seem. God, and I know this word can be misconstrued, but we're too tolerant of certain things in this sense. The only reason somebody could make a statement like that is because you made them feel comfortable enough to make it. Like this is one thing that I learned from somebody, and he said this is how you can tell who's your friend or not. When they bring you back something that somebody said about you negative. Because this is what you should ask them. Instead of asking them who said it, ask them, why is that person comfortable enough to say that about me to you? Think about that, Brian. Why is that person comfortable enough to say that about me to you? They should know you, my boy. And the moment they come out their mouth sideways, you nix that shit or excuse yourself. Hey, I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. That's my man. I believe to a certain degree we've made people too comfortable in spaces that they shouldn't be in. And when you get too comfortable, it allows people or gives people the leeway to say or act in certain ways that they shouldn't. Does that make sense? Because it's like, perfect example. One of the biggest lies in the world, and we getting ready to wrap up. One of the biggest lies in the world is make yourself at home. No, do not make yourself at home. That is me saying, nigga, this is my house. You sit your ass in this corner on the couch, and when I get something to drink, then you can ask for something to drink. But if I'm parched, everybody in this house dying of thirst. Yeah, I mean, literally. And I think what we've gotten to a point now is we're telling everybody to make themselves at home, and they're taking that shit literally. And now it's causing a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict, and a lot of friction in areas that, because it's almost like there comes a point in time where things come home to roost, so to speak. And now I believe that's what's happening, because when you open certain doors or certain avenues up to people, they're going to take liberties that you're not going to be able to control. And I think that's what's going on. Before we get out of here, one last thing. My condolences goes out to Gilly the King from $1 Million Worth of Game. His son, Cheese, tragically died in Philadelphia this past weekend. And I pray for you, brother, because Gilly, you are a pillar of light and you're a positive person in the community. But I'm going to say this to my people before I get out of here. We got to get our shit together. And this is real talk. I'm going to take the hat off because I want y'all to see the civil rights, bro. We got to get our shit together. Because the posts that I've seen utilizing this man's tragedy as a way to shoot at him, or a way to propel to get clicks and likes and all, that is disgusting. There is no pain worse than a parent burying their child. And I know that because I saw my mother go through it with my brother. Any influencer out there, especially somebody who dons black skin or melanin, as y'all love to put shit now, being fancy for no reason, and you use a person's tragedy as a way to boost your likes or your clickbait or your views, shame on you. Shame on you. That man and his family is going through a lot right now. And for our people to be the ones to try and profit off of his tragedy, that is insane. Black people, we need to get our shit together because I'm sick and tired of hearing about this mystical, mythical white person that's always holding us back. But every single time I look at any social media, it's us shitting on each other. It was the same thing with Kevin Samuels. When Kevin Samuels died, you had Vivica Fox, which is the reason why I don't fuck with Vivica Fox on any shape, form, or fashion, sitting up here acting like his death was karma because he was saying some things that were factually true about our community. Black people, we got to get our shit together. Because if we don't, then I don't want to hear nothing about no white man no more. I don't want to hear nothing about other communities anymore because we're doing it to each other. And it's always the people who swear they're for the community. If you're not for the people in the community, how can you be for the community? So once again, my condolences, my prayers, and all the love and healing energy I have for him goes out to Gillie and his family. But for the rest of y'all got to get y'all shit together. Y'all got to get y'all shit together. And if you don't like it, I call myself the chimney because I'm ready for all the smoke. Hey, conversations with comedians on Beltway Radio and beyond. Sometimes we got to get a little serious. But I want to thank my engineer, Be Easy. I'm Mr. Perspective, Doug Bennett. We'll be back next week bringing comedy to the conversation. We love y'all and we out. Peace.